show by the New World Order.
Oh, you didn't know?
You ready? Let's go!
Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Feed me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is Big Daddy Cool Vinny Apicella, and I'm here with you to bring you yet another attack to your audiological senses, and that name of the show is the Sportswire. All right, so we have actually a pretty jam-packed show for you today. Today is Monday, August 24th, 2015, and we are coming off what, in my opinion, and what in essence was weekend WWE. And what I mean is that Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night, and actually tonight too with Monday Night Raw, a full-packed weekend of WWE events, and I just wanted to let you know that we're going to end up. I apologize. I'm trying to type. I am trying to set up an interview with Jenna Murata, and because she's going to be singing the national anthem on this Saturday at the at the Connecticut Panthers game, live from Falcon Field in Meriden, Connecticut. That is this Saturday, the 29th of August. Game time starts at 6:30, and gates open around 5:30. Jenna Murata will be there, and she will be singing the national anthem. She'll be selling her merchandise, and we're going to get an interview with her. I'm going to do the interview tomorrow. I'll release it on my Thursday episode, and we'll just talk to her about her about her career, about her influences, her past, basically everything that there is to know about her, and some of her future plans. And because this is the Sportswire, we're gonna talk about some of her favorite sports. If you follow her on Facebook, which is facebook.com/Jenna Murata Music, she posted that she is a Yankees fan. Originally a Phillies fan. She was born in Philadelphia. We'll get into all that. We'll get into all that coming up in the interview tomorrow. But she went to the Yankees games past couple weeks. Actually, she's been to a couple of them, and just by posting it on her Facebook. So you can definitely like her Facebook page. I tag it every time I play her music. It is facebook.com/Jenna Murata Music. As a matter of fact, I should let everybody know how to listen to this episode, how to listen to our show, Sportswire. You should know by now, but definitely Spreaker.com/show/sports-wire is the show's homepage. Then you can go to our website, www.swe-ct.com. You can go to www.myfatcatradio.com. You can go to facebook.com/BDC Vinny Apicella and facebook.com/SportswireCT. You can also go to facebook.com/FatCatRadio Enterprise. On Twitter, SoundCloud, Google, Tout, Tumblr, Pinterest, Periscope, Foursquare, Instagram, it is SWE Connecticut. And then on Google Plus, Skype, and YouTube, it is Sportswire SWE. So you can get in touch with us any of those ways. You can watch our show any of those ways. Definitely check out our sponsors, Stay Blessed Productions, Then you got Jerry Wilson from It's So Real Productions and Wayne Jones Management Company. Their website is www.blemg.com. Check out our buddy Twism Whitepiece. He's been posting all over the place. He's trying to get a feature in Pose magazine. So go to poseproductions.com/page/voting-polls and vote for Twism Whitepiece. Once you get his name in there, get him a featured article. That helps out Fat Cat Radio and the Sportswire as well. And he does air 8:30 to 10 p.m. on Spreaker. Hour and a half. He does underground music. Check it out. That is our buddy Twism Whitepiece. He's got a lot of great music. I just have not. I won't be playing him this week. This week we got some other stuff on track. However, definitely check him out. Twism Whitepiece. All right. So, what did I talk about? What did I say we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE. It's been weekend WWE here in the tri-state area. First off, on Friday night in Bridgeport at Western Waco Arena, it was WWE live event, house show, and it was a good time. I went. My birthday was Saturday on the 22nd, and ended up going with Jay Deuce, our rapper, hip hop artist extraordinaire. That he's been played on our show quite a few times. He and his wife joined me, my son, my grandmother. Yes, my grandmother went to a WWE event, and our buddy Nate. We had, in Webster Bank Arena. If you've ever been there, there's no bad seat. It's a small arena. It only holds about 10,000 people, but it's like we had what you would consider the nosebleed seats all the way up in the top row, and you could still see very well. Pictures are kind of small. I took some pictures, posted them up on my Facebook page. But you know what? It was actually a really good event, top to bottom. Normally in the house shows, they have the faces, the big good guys win all the time. This was no change because it's not televised. It's just practice. That NXT the next night, and then SummerSlam Monday, and then today is Raw. I'll get into all those coming up. So the house show itself was good. Ron Zombie, who's a local Connecticut hardcore icon, he was there. I didn't get to talk to him, but he was there. I saw him. So we were in. Started out. The first match was was Stardust against Ryback for the Intercontinental Championship. Ryback ended up winning. Also on the card, there was a triple threat tag team title match. The Primetime Players against the New Day against the Lucha Dragons. And, of course, the Primetime Players came out on top with that. There was a six diva tag team match. Team BAD, which is Sasha Banks, Naomi, and Tamina. They fought the Team Bella, Nikki and Brie, the Bella twins, and Alicia Fox. And Nikki Bella got the pinfall victory on that one. So the Team Bella won that. Rusev fought Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler won that one. They also had King Barrett fought Chris Jericho. This was part of Y2J's summer tour, and Jericho did win. Randy Orton against Sheamus. Randy Orton took the victory in that one. And then in the main event, it was John Cena and Cesaro against Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. John Cena and Cesaro ended up winning that one. Overall, it was a great time. I will tell you though, if you go to arenas, their prices are absolutely outrageous. My son and I shared a nachos. It was what was it called? A loaded nachos, and all it was a thing of nachos with nacho cheese on it. Okay, $9, and it's something you'd probably get from Taco Bell for $4. And it was just nacho cheese, no meat, no jalapenos, no nothing, but loaded, if you will. But you know what? It was, it's the experience. Bottle of water was $4. Bottle of Gatorade was $4.50. Cracker Jacks were $3.75. I mean, it's quite ridiculous how much profit these arenas are making, because you can't bring stuff in. I mean, I would love to open an arena where you can bring stuff in. Just charge whoever's renting out the arena, a portion of the ticket sales or whatever the case may be. Bridgeport was not sold out. There were empty seats. But overall, it was great. It was great. We also want to give a shout out to Sister Sue's Homemade Jams and Jellies. I've had quite a few jams and jellies of theirs. New and improved hot off the stove report for $8.24.15. Hot pepper 1X, hot pepper 2X, hot pepper 3X, and hot pepper 5X. So the hot pepper 5X is the ghost pepper hot pepper jelly. I recommend you try it. Just go to Sister Sue's Homemade Jams and Jellies. They are on Facebook. They are from West Virginia. Give them a call, order them. They are absolutely delicious. Believe me, I've tried their food, and I've tried their jams and jellies, and they are just out of this world. So take my word for it. Try them out. That's Sister Sue's Homemade Jams and Jellies. Check them out on Facebook. All right. So as I was saying, the WWE Live event in Bridgeport was actually really, really good. It really was. I thoroughly enjoyed it for my birthday party. And the good part is that the tickets are pretty reasonably priced, actually. We paid $15 for the tickets. Of course, there was the fees and everything, comes out to $26.75 with tax and convenience fees and all that kind of stuff. But either way, $26 for a ticket to go see WWE. It is the greatest value in entertainment. Like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed the night. I know my grandmother did. More on that is that my grandmother was actually the person that got me interested in wrestling. It's funny because, when I was younger, she would watch the wrestling at night, and, she got me interested in Hulk Hogan and all the old timers because, well, quite honestly, she liked them. She used to watch it when she was a kid. She got into it from her father. And, lo and behold, she ended up, getting me into it. My father liked wrestling for a while until I started wanting to become a wrestler. Until I started wanting to become a wrestler, and then he stopped, which in my opinion is wrong. But whatever the case may be, that's how it is. All right. So she got me into wrestling, and and then now I'm getting my son into wrestling. He had a great time with us. It was his first WWE event. As I mentioned previously, I had taken him to his first wrestling event back in June, which was in May, which was a independent, the NEW, Northeast Wrestling event in Bethany, Connecticut. He enjoyed that. He enjoyed the WWE too. And then Saturday night on the WWE Network, we watched NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. And I will get to that in just a second. Before I do, I'm going to get to our first song. It is our national anthem singer for this Saturday, Jenna Murata. It's Take It or Leave It, right here on the Sportswire.
To occupy my time, I found someone. Was it a freaking crime? You never knew me. You only thought you had me. You should be waiting on me. Tired of changing. Now you're gonna change for me. You want my love, but you won't admit it. Suppose I take it all away. You'll be saying, oh no, she didn't. I know you're thinking, what was I thinking? To let this girlie go. She's not some damn chick in the back of my Lincoln. I wish I would've told her so. I know you're thinking, what was I thinking? To let this girlie go. She's not some damn chick in the back of my Lincoln. I wish I would've told her so. I need another verse. What am I gonna say? Doesn't matter. You never listen to me anyway. Here, what is? You don't even know how bad. Guess I'll take it to another man. I know you're thinking, what was I thinking? To let this girlie go. She's not some damn chick in the back of my Lincoln. I wish I would've told her so. She's not some damn chick in the back of my Lincoln. I should've told her so.
All right, and that was Jenna Marotta with, I believe I was saying her name wrong the whole time. I've been saying Jenna Marotta, but then I look at it and it's, I know she's Italian, and it's Marotta, so I believe it's Marotta. So it's Jenna Marotta with Take It or Leave It right here on the Sportswire. Fantastic talent. You could tell just by her music, her singing. She has a beautiful, fantastic voice, very strong voice, and check her website out, JennaMarottaMusic.com, Facebook.com/Jenna Marotta, and on Twitter @Jenna Marotta Music. Or, yeah, hold on. What did I have? I just found her Twitter earlier today. And @the Jenna Marotta, I believe. Hold on. Let me just make sure. It's Twitter.com/the Jenna Marotta. But it's, @the Jenna Marotta. So definitely check her out, follow her, like her, whatever you have to do, support her. She's a great talent. I can't say enough about her, and I'm looking forward to interviewing her tomorrow and getting to meet her and have her sing here in Connecticut, in Meriden, at the Connecticut Panthers game, live this Saturday, August 29th, 2015, 6:30 p.m. She'll be singing the national anthem for us. She'll be there selling her merchandise as well, and it's going to be great. So definitely check her out. All right. Now, I said we're going to go to the next day of the WWE weekend, and that was this Saturday, August 22nd, my birthday. Yes, I turned 34 years old, and I'm another year older, a year wiser, another year in the bucket. I basically had a good day. Started out going to serve at our local food pantry with my son. He loves doing it, and it's good to help out those with the less fortunate. If you don't, I recommend you start. Find your local food pantry, food bank, whatever it is. Whether you're just going to donate or you're going to go help serve, definitely go serve those less fortunate. If you're sitting there with a computer, there are people that can barely have a pad and a paper. So definitely check them out. Check it out. Go there. Go help. People need to help. Volunteer. So the next day was WWE NXT TakeOver Brooklyn live on the WWE Network. It actually started at 9 o'clock. I thought it was at 8 or 7, but it actually started at 9. So here's what we had. In the very first match, the opening match, Jushin Thunder Liger fought Tyler Breeze. And Tyler Breeze came out, he's always got a selfie stick. He is definitely a character that I think can go places. He's got that supermodel type character. Hold on. Trying to find out where that song music is coming from, because we don't want any other music being played. Alright, well, hopefully we don't have anything else. But anyways, so Tyler Breeze fought Jushin Thunder Liger. Liger ended up winning with a Liger bomb. But it was a great match, and Tyler Breeze held his own. And I think he's going to go places. And by working with Jushin Thunder Liger really helped his career. Alright? So that was the first match. Going on to our second match of the night is the NXT Tag Team Championship match. It was Blake and Murphy defending against the Vaudevillains. And Blake and Murphy, if you've been following NXT lately, Blake and Murphy have added Alexa Bliss to their team, their triad, so to speak. And they're going to be, they ended up fighting the Vaudevillains, and the Vaudevillains needed to have somebody who was going to be in their corner to counteract Alexa Bliss. Because as you know, with the heels, Alexa Bliss is going to get involved. Well, enter Blue Pants. Blue Pants came in, and Blue Pants is a crazy character. She wears blue pants, and I guess the whole idea is that she buys her clothes from the clearance rack or something. But the fact is, it was a great match. The Vaudevillains came out ahead, and they got the new tag team champ. They got the titles. Aiden English and Simon Gotch. And it was a great match. Blue Pants and Alexa Bliss got involved, and that's why Blue Pants was there to help counteract Alexa Bliss. It was a good match. I give it a. I honestly think it was great. All right, moving right along. So that means the Vaudevillains are your new NXT Tag Team Champions. Now, will Blue Pants be with them for good? I don't know, because she only makes some sporadic appearances. Alright, Apollo Crews versus Ty Dillinger. This was one of our first looks at Apollo Crews. He made his NXT debut. He was formerly known as Yuha Nation on the independent scene. So coming in as Apollo Crews is a mix, I guess, between Apollo from Rocky, Apollo. Why can't I think of his name now? Apollo Creed and Terry Crews, I guess. Either way, Apollo Crews won. He won with a standing moonsault. It was a good match. I look for those two to get good in NXT as well. And then William Regal came on. He announced to the crowd that there wouldn't be an NXT if it wasn't for Dusty Rhodes, and obviously Dusty passed away earlier this year in June. And then he announced a new tag tournament in Dusty Rhodes' honor called the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Says it will be a star-studded affair. Regal says they won't want to miss a moment of it, and it's going to culminate in NXT TakeOver, and they'll make Dusty proud. Alright, next match. Samoa Joe versus Baron Corbin. Samoa Joe is going to be with NXT throughout the year. He's signed on. He's going to be part of the UK tour in December, which yes, NXT is going to the UK. Triple H is doing great with the NXT product, and I really think that it's going to be awesome. So Samoa Joe ended up winning. He made Baron pass out in his coquina clutch. And he didn't get him in the Muscle Buster. He He tried for it, but he didn't get it. But either way, Samoa Joe won. I would love to see Samoa Joe go up to the main roster. I think that he's going to within the year, and there's just a lot of possibilities and potential matches for him. Like I mentioned before, Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe. That right there would be a fantastic match. So Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe. Just awesome. I could see dollar signs now. That could probably headline WrestleMania. I don't think it will, but it could. Alright, moving on to one of our first two main events. Stephanie McMahon came out before the match and said that Triple H said that the women of NXT earned main events. That it wasn't just given because of the whole Give Divas a Chance thing. They earned it. And this match was no different. Sasha Banks defended her NXT Women's Championship against Bayley. You know, and they showed a really good package on Bayley saying that she was getting frustrated because she had come in, she had been one of the first women in NXT, and then she had befriended Charlotte, and Charlotte turned her back on her and went up to the main roster. She befriended Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch got called up to the main roster. She befriended Sasha Banks, Banks got called up to the main roster. So now she's, Sasha Banks defending the title against Bayley. And the match itself, let me put it this way. The NXT women are finally showing that WWE is putting the effort in to make their women's division comparable to the TNA Knockouts division. Because this match, let me put it this way. Sasha Banks, any of them, could be the next Trish Stratus or Lita. You know, that's how great they are. It's finally bringing good women's wrestling back to the WWE. And this match was just absolutely fantastic. It was the best match of the night. It really was. Bayley hit the Hurricane Rana and the Bayley to belly for the win. After getting out of the bank statement of Sasha Banks. And Bayley had the crippler crossface on. More on that in just a second. But it was just absolutely awesome. I can't say enough about the NXT women's division. Obviously, Sasha Banks had to drop the title because she's now up on the main roster. So, Bayley is the new NXT women's champion. And afterwards, after the match, all four of them, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Bayley, and Sasha Banks were all in the ring hugging. They are the four horsewomen of the WWE. And no offense to Ronda Rousey and her four horsewomen of UFC. Obviously, Charlotte being Ric Flair's daughter kind of has dibs on the name Four Horsewomen. But they held up the four sign. It was great. And Bill Pritchard, who wrote the results for WrestleZone, he put in there, what a hell of a match. This was really great. There were so many great moments in this match, and it wasn't even a spot fest. They had the crowd in their hand and stole the show. Well done, and congrats to Bayley. And that's the truth. Bayley has worked her butt off for it, and she is now the new women's champion. And then the final match, it was a ladder match. Finn Balor defending his NXT championship against Kevin Owens. And the match itself was good. It was not as good as the women's match. They had to follow a fantastic women's match. If it was me, I would put the women's match on last. But I know the WWE's mentality of always having the men on last, especially on the pay-per-view. We haven't seen a women's main event on a pay-per-view ever. Ever. But Owens and Balor fought. Owens is really agile for a big man. For a big man, he really is. And Finn Balor just continues to amaze me. He had the demon entrance and the demon face paint. And there was a lot of, possible chances of each person getting the title. Eventually, it ended with Finn Balor jumping off the top of the ladder to give the coup de grace, his double stomp to Kevin Owens, and then, climbed up, took it on the title, and retained the title. So Finn Balor kept the title, and that was your match. That was your NXT results. Your NXT results. NXT Takeover Brooklyn. Absolutely fantastic pay-per-view, I guess you would call it. And like I said, NXT kind of continues to outshine the actual WWE. And I don't know why that is, but I know it's happening. NXT, and I think it's kind of that ECW mentality. And what I mean by that is they're the little edge in the hood. They know, and obviously they're owned by the WWE, so NXT is their developmental, their indie territory. And, they have to work their butt off to get to the main roster. But I have to say that the NXT product is just absolutely fantastic. There's no two ways about it. They have better wrestlers down in NXT, and it could be because it's constantly turning over, because you get, guys that decide to give up, or guys that are called up to main roster or whatever. I just think it's absolutely fantastic. If I'm ever down in Orlando, I will definitely be going to an NXT taping, because just absolutely fantastic. Triple H has done fantastic with that brand, and if NXT is any foreshadowing of what's going to happen when Vince finally does retire, whether he retires or dies on the job, and Triple H takes over, the WWE is going to be skyrocketing, absolutely. So it'll be set for the next generation. Can't thank enough. I give a lot of praise to Triple H for it. All right, we're going to get to our next song. It is the Scissormen. They, I've been playing them for a couple of weeks now, it's the Scissormen. The song is called "Live to Tell." So here it is, right here on the Sportswire.
Said there ain't no burning hell, but I've been to the fire. I have lived to tell, I live to tell. Oh, I live to tell. I like horns with lead blood, and I live to tell. Got some cold secrets I'll take to my grave. Sometimes when you're quiet, more than one lie that you say, I live to tell. Oh, I live to tell. I got homes with labor, and I live to tell. almost lost my life, nearly lost my soul. But I will keep on walking, not pray that I grow old. I live to tell. Well, you know I live to tell. I rock horns with labor, and I know I live to tell. Said I rock horns with labor, and you know I live to tell.
Alright, and that was a Scissorman with Live to Tell right here on the Sportswire. Absolutely fantastic. Fantastic song. Kind of reminds me of Jimi Hendrix style of bluegrass, so to speak. Like a slow southern type of stuff. As a matter of fact, the lead singer is from Middletown, Connecticut. They live in Nashville now. But I met him at my hotel. They were in town for a reunion or something. They were playing a gig, and I just made an overture. They sent me the email, and, they're the Scissormen. Check them out. Like I said, I always tag them. Anyways, so before I move on to the rest of the WWE, I do want to mention one thing about something else. And that's right, that could only mean one thing, and no, I'm not talking about Sable. I'm talking about the Connecticut Panthers. They will be playing this coming Saturday, as I've mentioned, August 29th, 2015, 6:30 game time, 5 o'clock gates open. Jenna Murata will be singing the national anthem. They will be playing their toughest opponents yet, the Western Connecticut Militia out of Danbury. And this is a battle for first place. The Militia are currently 5-0. The Panthers are currently 4-1. If the Panthers win, they get a tie of first. If they lose, they go. They obviously get 2 losses, drop down to second. I do want to see, however, how the points for and points against stack up in this game, because that's going to obviously determine who's going to actually be up on top. So the Militia are 6-0, 215 points for, 43 points against. Okay, the Connecticut Panthers are 5-1. They have 184 points for and 42 points against. Okay, so quite honestly, if the Panthers win, let's say 30-0, they will tie 6-1, but they will have the points for advantage. But I don't think it's going to necessarily be that high. The Panthers did crush the Brass City Brawlers this past week, 40-0. So they're combined. They combined in both games, they scored 79-0 against the Brass City Brawlers. All right, so here is how the standings for the Southern Division shape up in the Colonial Conference, the NFL Colonial Conference AAA. The Western Connecticut Militia are 6-0. The Connecticut Panthers are 5-1. The Connecticut Chiefs are 3-2. The Pioneer Valley Knights are 1-3. The Hartford Colts are 1-5, and the Brass City Brawlers are 0-5. Why does it say 1-3 for the Pioneer Valley Knights? Did they have another forfeit or something? I don't know. In the Northern Division, the Southern Maine Raging Bulls are sitting on top 5-1. And then we have the next four teams are all tied at 3-3. The Rhode Island War Dogs, the Boston Bandits, the North Shore Generals, and the Lowell Nor'easter are all 3-3. And then the Northeast Natives are 1-5. So that's your NEFL Colonial Conference standings as of right now. The Danbury newspaper put out a nice story about the Panthers and the Militia playing this week. Of course, I had to put my Panthers spin on it and say the Panthers are going to kick some Militia booty, because I believe that's going to happen. So it remains to be seen, but just be there. Meriden, Connecticut, Falcon Field this Saturday. The defending, undisputed NEFL Colonial Conference champions, the Connecticut Panthers, are playing at Meriden's Falcon Field. 6:30 kickoff time. Gates open at 5. Tickets for adults are just $10. Kids under 12 are free. So be there. Check out some great football. And as a special bonus, Jenna Murata will be coming in to sing the national anthem. So check it out. Be there because we're looking to sell out. Get your tickets at the gate. And we want to get some people there. We want the stadium sold out. Okay? Alright. So now, before we move on to anything else, we're going to go to our next song. As you can tell, I'm trying to space it out, 15-minute talk or whatever, and then the song. Every 15-minute interval, play a song. So we're going to go to our next song. It is Katie Perkins. She is a fantastic talent from here in Connecticut. Her song is To Love Me. Here's Katie Perkins right here on the Sportswire.
That I really didn't mean, so here's the truth. Someone to kiss me, someone to show just exactly how it feels to love me. Someone to love me, someone to care, someone to hold me at night when I'm scared, someone to kiss me, someone to show just exactly how it feels to love me, exactly how it feels to love me. Exactly how it feels to love me.
All right, so so that was Katie Perkins with "To Love Me" right here on the Sportswire. Fantastic talent. I can't say enough about her. I haven't met her. I've been trying to get an interview together with her at some point, but you know, it takes time, brother. It really does. It takes time to get these interviews together, especially when people have different schedules. And well, me working third shift kind of doesn't help. But you know what? It is what it is. You know, so we'll get it set. My schedule is actually going to be changing in the next couple of weeks, and I will be working second shift Monday through Friday, 3 to 11. So the Sportswire is going to end up being recorded in the morning of Mondays and Thursdays. So that's how that's going to be from now on going forward in the next couple of weeks. I'll actually be getting on a regular sleep schedule where I'll actually be able to go to bed at by midnight, and then be able to be up at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, and then going to work at 3. So the Sportswire will be recorded in the morning. I mean, not that it really matters, but maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll start doing live drive time. Almost like Mike and Mike. Possible. I don't know if you'll want to listen to my voice every day, but we'll see how it goes. All right. Anyways, yeah, maybe. Okay. Enough dreaming. All right. Let's move on to part 3 of WWE Weekend, and what I mean for that, okay, is SummerSlam. WWE's Summer Spectacular is now on par with WrestleMania. It was a 4-hour event last night from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. And you know what? I've heard ups and downs about the whole thing. I didn't watch it live. I actually, because I had to work last night at 11, I was going to end up missing, the last 45 minutes of it by the time I go to work. And I didn't want to do that. So I ended up watching the show at work on demand. I skipped the Cesaro versus Kevin Owens match for the simple fact of, well, it was the second to last match, and I really wanted to see the Undertaker or Brock Lesnar match. It ended in controversy, but more on that later. Okay, so let's go into our SummerSlam results. Jon Stewart, obviously the former host of The Daily Show, he ended up coming out. He was the host of the show, came out, and he ended up coming out saying, welcoming everybody to the show. Brought up Mick Foley, who was his backup, said he wanted to interview Brock Lesnar, and Mick Foley thought he meant The Rock. It was just a comedy back and forth. It was actually very cool. All right, and then it went to the opening graphics. All right, Randy Orton against Sheamus. You know what? It was good. It was a really good, solid match. A couple of false finishes, Randy Orton did hit him with the RKO, but Sheamus rolled outside to avoid the pin, which was great. Orton called for a punt and kick, which we knew wasn't going to happen because of the whole, concussion issue. Sheamus got away and ended up getting a corner bro kick and then hitting with a second one and ended up winning the match. The match was solid. Orton and Sheamus have really good chemistry in the ring. I'd seen them Friday night, in which Orton won, but Sheamus did end up winning at SummerSlam, and that just goes to show you that Sheamus is one to be reckoned with. But I think that the feud will go on. Second match of the night, tag team champions. It was a fatal 4-way. Was it an elimination? No, it was not elimination. It was a fatal 4-way match for the tag team titles. The New Day versus Los Matadores versus Lucha Dragons versus Primetime Players. First of all, Los Matadores had no business being in there. I don't think I've seen... Well, I watched the 90-minute version of Raw, but I haven't seen them actually be on the 90-minute Raw, which is usually the most relevant stuff, but I haven't seen them in a while. They should have had the Ascension. They need to be doing something with the Ascension. But, regardless, those Matadores were in there. And it was a pretty good match. A lot of high spots, a lot of flying around between the Lucha Dragons and the New Day, Kofi Kingston. The one thing that that was actually quite funny was at the very beginning, the New Day came out and they tried to parody Jay-Z's New York song, Give It Up for New Day or whatever it was. It was quite funny. I think they did better than Jay-Z because I'm not a big Jay-Z fan, but I digress. One thing I will say, the New Day did win. They got the tag team titles back. But however, Titus O'Neil did the work and hit. Let's see. Titus rolled through and hits the Clash of the Titans on Diego or Fernando, one of them, one of the Dos Matadores. However, Big E came out and knocked him out from behind, and Kofi came in to steal the pin. I don't know if Kofi Kingston necessarily connects with being a heel. He's still, the New Day is one of those factions that are in the middle. Yeah, they're annoying. Yeah, they're abrasive. With the positivity stuff. I mean, it's been done with Simon Dean, with Diamond Dallas Page. With Bo Dallas, but it's been done. But Kofi Kingston has a solid face following, and that's why they're just in the middle. However, I will say this: the next time they win a match, they better not have Big E take down his, the top part to his singlet and start dancing. Those are not a pair of breasts that I want to see moving. That's not some cleavage that I want to see moving. Believe that. Moving right along. Let's see, moving right along. Alright, we're going to go to Rusev with Summer Rae versus Dolph Ziggler with Lana. Let me tell you this. Dolph Ziggler came out and Lana came out not in a pantsuit, but in a short denim skirt, and a denim jacket. Oh my God! She came out. She was absolutely gorgeous. I mean, she really is. But I mean, taking off the pantsuit. Wow. Dolph definitely. I mean, they definitely helped reinvent Lana's image. Summer Rae, meanwhile, is still in the pantsuit, a la Lana. Ended up being a double count out. But Lana and Summer Rae got into it for a little while. A couple of slaps here and there, a couple of attacks. I mean, it was a decent match. It wasn't really too great. I mean, I thought it could have been better, and especially with the fact that it ended in a double count out. It could have been better. Author's note, and this is from Bill Pritchard as well. The crowd booed this one, and he didn't blame them. Dolph could have at least gotten the count-out win or something other than that. There was a better way to end the match and continue this to the next month, which is obviously happening. Which is true. They could have continued it, and they could have done it in a much better fashion. Next up is King Barrett and Stardust against Stephen Amell and Neville. Really, really good match. I actually don't agree with Bill Pritchard on this one. Bill Pritchard said it might be the comic fan in me, but I was expecting more out of it. Amell's entrance was a little underwhelming. I thought they might do something related to Arrow, but he just wore the hood. With that said, he was impressive in what he showed. He's in great shape, and some knew he'd be athletic enough to work a match. He had a few nice spots, including the splash and the enziguri. Neville got the big win, and Stardust and Wade also worked their roles well. So I actually do agree. Stephen Amell is in great shape. He's a fantastic athlete. I think that he was one of the actors, one of the outsiders that came in that actually was able to pick it up very well. His entrance I really didn't care about. I mean, yes, it was underwhelming, but I didn't think they were going to do anything related to the Arrow because of copyright issues or trademark infringement or all that. Not to mention, I really didn't care. I don't watch the Arrow. I thought it was good. The fact they let Stephen Amell hit an enziguri, and also, from the jump from the turnbuckle was absolutely fantastic. And then with Neville getting the red arrow for the victory over Wade Barrett, or King Barrett, it was a great match. It was really good. I enjoyed it. I was impressed by it. Next. We move on to the Intercontinental Championship. Big Show versus The Miz versus Ryback. Miz, it was a decent triple threat match. It was not one of the greatest matches. I think it's just because they just don't have the chemistry there, all three of them. Ryback ended up with the win. He kept the title, but it was just kind of sloppy. It's like The Miz hasn't really had much to do at all. He really hasn't fought a lot. He just kind of slinks off in the corner and then waits for somebody to do a big move and try to move into the pin. I mean, I know that's his character, but he's a lot better. He's a lot more talented than that. So I just fully feel that the match could have been a lot better. I will say the Big Show is still in tremendous shape. He's got tremendous ability for a big man, especially considering his age. He's getting into his 40s. He's in his 40s now. I think it's going to be. I think it was. I think he's still. He's got a little bit of time left. He's been teasing retiring, but he's got a little bit of time left. Ryback ended up hitting the shell shock on the Big Show. The Miz hit the skull-crushing finale on Ryback, and Miz got a 2 count on both guys. He tried to, pin both guys like numerous times, kept getting 2 counts and 1 count. Ryback got hit with a knockout punch by the Big Show, but the Miz broke the pin up, and then the Miz countered a chokeslam but ran into a knockout punch himself. Ryback regained the consciousness, or regained his composure, clotheslined the Big Show over the ropes, and covered the Miz to retain the title. Again, it was great, but not. I mean, it was good, but not great. Next up, Jon Stewart was trying to knock on Brock Lesnar's door. He actually ended up talking to Paul Heyman for a little while, and Paul Heyman busted out with his "Glory, glory, Brock Lesnar," which was actually pretty cool. All right, before I get to the next match, I am going to play another song. It is this is a new band that I have never played before. They have a Metallica type of sound to them. They're called Another Fine Mess. This song is called Medusa, not to be confused with Medusa from the WWE, but this song is called Medusa. Another Fine Mess, Medusa, right here on the Sportswire. All right, and that was another fine mess with Medusa right here on the Sportswire. Like I said, new kind of sound. I haven't played that yet, but I like the sound. It's like a kind of a toss between maybe Metallica and Disturbed almost. Great, definitely great metal band. Check them out. The name is Another Fine Mess. Their song is Medusa on the Sportswire. Alright, so we're actually going to go finish up with SummerSlam. The last couple of matches here, or last half of the show. It was a 4-hour event. Let's see, next up, we had the Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper against Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose. It was a back and forth match. It was okay. Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose ended up getting the win. So I mean, it was a good match. It really wasn't too fantastic. It was all right. It wasn't that great. I mean, Reigns and Ambrose won the match. Look for it to possibly be set up for next month with Sting, and then possibly Eric Rowan or a new member of the Wyatt family. I can't say more about it. Next up, this is a little weird that it was so early in the card, but it was the World Heavyweight and United States Championship match, John Cena and Seth Rollins. This was a really good match. John Cena's matches have been getting absolutely fantastic lately. I really don't care about everybody Cena sucks and all that, because you know what? John Cena is the face of the WWE. Regardless of what anybody thinks, he is the face of the WWE. He just granted his 500th wish through Make-A-Wish. Just absolutely fantastic. Basically, the match ended with Jon Stewart coming out to the ring, and Jon Stewart ran out with a chair after the ref was knocked out. And he ended up turning on Cena and actually helping Rollins win. So he turned on Cena, he hit Cena with the chair, then Rollins pedigreed Cena on the chair, made the cover and the win. I didn't like it from the beginning. And I want to read the author's note. Bill Pritchard. I kind of had a feeling Rollins and Stewart would have some sort of alliance, or at least bury the hatchet, but I never expected him to interfere like this. It was a great spot that will be sure to get some replays on TV, and I'm sure he loved it as a fan. Rollins going over is awesome. I'm okay with the ref bump for once, and I'm looking forward to what they do with him being a dual champion. I have to disagree. I am not happy with Rollins going over. I don't get me wrong. Rollins is a great talent. Like I said, for all three of the Shield to be as great as they are shows how great they are as individual. I don't like it. First of all, I didn't like the match from the beginning. John Cena has been doing great with the United States Championship. He's been bringing the honor and the prestige back to it by doing the open challenges and, fighting his butt off every pay-per-view. I think he's been doing great. He shouldn't have lost it. Honestly, I think they should have Sheamus cash in the title, cash in the money in the bank to only have Seth Rollins lose the title. But I'm anxious to see how they do it with him being a dual champion, because the rules are you can't hold two titles at once unless one of them is a tag title. You can't hold two singles titles at once. Even though, going back a few years, during the Attitude Era, Kurt Angle did hold the European and the Intercontinental title at the same time. He called himself the Eurocontinental Champion. So I don't know necessarily how they're going to do it. Because the very first dual champion, the Ultimate Warrior, he had to put the Intercontinental title belt up in a tournament. He couldn't hold both. The same thing in WCW when Goldberg beat Hogan while he was still the U.S. champion. He had to put the U.S. title up. I would assume they would have to have Seth Rollins put the U.S. title up, but again, I just don't know how they're going to do it. So, we'll all be tuning into Raw to see it. That's for dang sure. So we'll see. I was very unhappy with it. That's, in my opinion, that's what gave it a low score. That match. All right. Next match was the 9 Diva, 3-team elimination match. It was all right. I mean, when you have Becky, Charlotte, and Sasha in there, at least you have some watchable Divas match. Even Tamina. But as a matter of fact, Becky, the first team to go out was Team BAD, Bad, Beautiful, and beautiful and dangerous. Tamina, Sasha, and Naomi. They were the first one to get beat and to get ousted, and then Becky hit Brie with her Beck's Plex for the win. So Team PCB, Paige, Charlotte, Becky won. Alright, Divas, women. First of all, they need to get rid of the Divas name. That it's got to be going back to the WWE Women's Division. They have to get rid of the Divas name. Because unfortunately, for the longest time, up until this current resurgence of NXT women, the WWE Divas division stunk. It has. The Bella Twins stink, as wrestlers. Okay, so they're on Total Divas. So what? Natalya, who is by far the best women's wrestler they have, hasn't even been wrestling. In Bridgeport, she was the guest referee during the Divas match, but she hasn't been wrestling, and I don't like that. I just don't. Tamina, too. She has so much talent. She's the daughter of Superfly Jimmy Snuka, and they have her lost with Naomi. I don't get it. The Bellas need to go away. Alicia Fox needs to go away. Naomi needs to go away because they're not wrestlers. The Bellas are getting better, especially Nikki, but still, they're just not. I don't like the term divas because, when you think of a diva, you think of someone who's very, what's the word I'm thinking of? Very needy or very high maintenance. That's a diva. These women are not divas. TNA Knockout, okay, you could think Knockout because of a gorgeous woman, but a diva is not necessarily a good name. So they need to get rid of the Divas name. They need to go back to WWE Women's Division, the women's title, and now that Medusa took it out of the garbage. But I really do. I think they need to get rid of the Divas connotation, because I think that really hurt the division, because all they were doing were getting fitness models that tried to get some wrestling knowledge. They could slap, they could pull hair. It just didn't work. And now that they're finally getting some good women's wrestlers, get rid of Alicia Fox, get rid of the Bella Twins, because they're not wrestlers. They're not. I'm sorry, but they're not. That's my rant on the Divas division, or the women's division, whatever you want to call it. Next match. Moving on to Kevin Owens versus Cesaro. Like I said, this is one that I skipped. I didn't watch it. But you know what? They're both really great talents. So, if I had to miss one match, it was this one. I heard it was really hard hitting. And Kevin Owens won the match. And we'll see how they go forward with this. They have a really good feud. Cesaro is fantastic. I'm glad he's finally getting a decent push. But let's see how they go forward with Night of Champions being next, because I don't see either one of them in line for a title shot. Well, maybe, you never know. So we'll see. But Kevin Owens beat Cesaro with a pop-up powerbomb. And then in our main event, Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker. The match itself was actually hard hitting. I mean, it was better than the WrestleMania match. It ended in controversy. It was... Here's how it ended, okay? The Undertaker was put in the Kimura lock by Brock Lesnar. The camera was on the side of the Undertaker where his free hand was not, okay? The camera was on the side where Brock Lesnar had the Undertaker's arm in the vice, okay? At that time, the referee came down and saw that both of Brock's shoulders were down and came to do a 1 count, or came to count him down. He got up, count of 1, but at that point the bell rang, and the referee said, "Yeah, I didn't call for the bell," and so apparently the timekeeper took it upon himself to supposedly see the Undertaker tap out and ring the bell. Heyman says that the Taker tapped first, and whatever, and then the Undertaker puts the triangle choke, the Hell's Gate, on Brock Lesnar, and he's telling Brock to tap. Brock ends up giving the Undertaker the middle finger and passes out. Taker's order to win. I don't know. I didn't, the camera didn't show the Undertaker tapping out. Now, I mean, that could be part of the storyline, but I didn't necessarily see him tap out. The camera did not show it. So, with that being said, here's what the author says. Way too much of a convoluted finish for my taste. Kind of. They explained it as the timekeeper saw Undertaker tap out and rang the bell. This is the first time I remember timekeeper making that call and not the ref. But this does give Brock grounds for a third match everyone's talking about. It all makes sense with the replay, but seeing it live, I thought the match was over with a simultaneous pin tap or something out. I didn't realize the match was never stopped. Overall, it was a good match and really good show overall. Not sure if it needed the 4th hour, but the show never dragged at all. Pretty good weekend for wrestling. And I agree. I don't think the show needed the 4th hour, but it really didn't drag too much. But in this match, I think it does set up, the possibility of a third match. I don't want to see it at WrestleMania. I want to see Sting and The Undertaker at WrestleMania, but it remains to be seen if that's going to happen. All right, we're going to go to our final song of the day. It is our buddy AJ Jansen. This is Dixie, or This Ain't Dixie, right here on the Sportswire.
Down in the corner is a New York City phony. He likes to think he owns this joint, but he don't. He comes from the Mason-Dixon line, where the hollers and the swallows spend their dimes, raising cane and sipping that sweet moonshine. Well, the good Lord never told him about the country way up here. We like our Hank, we like our Junior, but let's get one thing clear. This ain't Dixie, but it's country, and my southern sisters love me. We like it loud, we like it proud, are you with me? This ain't Dixie, but it's country, and my outlaw brothers know me. We like it loud, we like it proud, are you with me? This ain't Dixie. It might sound a little unholy. Don't judge me if you don't know me. We all love having us a real good time. No, we don't have the Opry, but we play it up at the Bowery. And I think George Jones can hold his head up high. But the good Lord never told him about the way we do it here. We like our Hank, we like our Junior, but let's get one thing clear. until you cross that line.
All right, and that was A.J. Jansen with This Ain't Dixie right here on the Sportswire. And you know, I have to say, this is the first Sportswire that I think we've gone and talked about sports the entire episode. Actually, most of the episode was about WWE because it was WWE weekend. The Yankees are still in first place. They had, tumultuous time up and down, but they are still in first place. They're going to be fighting with Toronto for the rest of the year. But either way, like I said, amazingly, this episode has been completely about sports and really has not gone off topic. All right, so we're going to get to our final segment of the show, and that is our Dumb Laws of the Day, courtesy of dumblaws.com. And we're going to go to Louisiana, Cajun country right now. All right. One could possibly land in jail for 20 years upon urinating in the city's water supply. I can understand that. Why would you want to pee in the water supply? A law was passed with the specific intent of stating the punishment for stealing crawfish. Persons could land in jail up to 10 years for stealing an alligator. It is a $500 fine to instruct a pizza delivery man to deliver a pizza to your friend without them knowing. Running an abortion advertisement can land you in jail for a year. With all the stuff coming out with Planned Parenthood, I can definitely understand that. Fake wrestling matches are prohibited. Good, because wrestling's not fake, it's fixed. But they just had WrestleMania at the Superdome in New Orleans. I want to see the full text of that law. The full text is RS 475. Sham or fake contests or exhibitions. Whoever conducts or is a party to any sham or fake boxing contest or wrestling exhibition shall forfeit his license and shall not thereafter be entitled to receive any license pursuant to the provisions of this chapter. That's amazing. That's why the WWE is sports entertainment. It's not wrestling. Spectators at a boxing match may not mock one of the contestants. I don't agree with that. It is illegal to rob a bank and then shoot at the bank teller with a water pistol. Okay? So, okay, go rob your bank, but make sure not to shoot the teller with a water pistol. Biting someone with your natural teeth is simple assault, while biting someone with your false teeth is aggravated assault. Oh my goodness gracious, are you kidding me? Wow. Oh, brother. It is illegal to gargle in public places. Yeah, that's kind of gross. It is illegal to steal a movable, even if it is classified as an immovable. What the heck is a movable or immovable? Maybe a car or a trailer, or I don't know. Rituals that involve the ingestion of blood, urine, or fecal matter are not allowed. One could land in jail for up to a year for making a false promise. Wow. How many breakups have ended with the guy going to prison, or the girl going to prison? Every time a person is seriously burned, he must report the injury to the fire marshal. Prisoners who hurt themselves could serve an additional 2 years in jail. It is illegal to shoot lasers at police officers. One may not dare another to go onto railroad tracks owned by another. Okay. Stealing an alligator could land a person into jail for up to 10 years. City laws in Louisiana. In Jefferson Parish, minors may not go to businesses with coin-operated foosball machines unless accompanied by an adult, and no one may pour a drink out on the ground at any drive-in movie. We got more dumb laws in Louisiana. More Jefferson Parish. Here we go. All garbage must be cooked before it can be fed to any hogs. Alright. Don't try to do any kind of fancy bicycle riding in New Orleans. Also in New Orleans, feel like showing some Christmas spirit? Okay. Apparently New Orleans residents aren't totally familiar with electric poles. trying to save the horses may not be tied to a tree on a public highway. One may not host a game of marbles at Lafayette Square unless he or she first obtains a written permit from the Parkway and Park Commission. Chasing fish in a city park is against the law. Mardi Gras beads may not be thrown from a third-story window. City Commission members may not drink during a public meeting at risk of $50 fine. It is illegal to practice voodoo in the city limits. Snakes are not allowed within 200 yards of the Mardi Gras parade route. Well, I don't know how you're going to control a snake. No smoking signs shall be placed on all floats during a parade. Condoms may not be thrown from parade floats during Mardi Gras. You know what? They actually should. That would be smart. No one may throw a bottle of Coke at a parade float. Television reporters may not throw candy to the crowd during a parade. You may not tie an alligator to a fire hydrant. It's illegal for a woman to drive a car unless her husband is waving a flag in front of it. Oh my God! Let me read that again. It is illegal for a woman to drive a car unless her husband is waving a flag in front of it. Wow! In Port Allen, no person may predict another's future. Only 2 people may picket on a sidewalk at a time, and they must stay at least 5 feet apart at all times. Oh, bother. Okay. In Sulphur, Louisiana, saying obscene things on the telephone is illegal, so no phone sex. Drive-through liquor stores are outlawed. It is illegal to have sex with a cow, and it is illegal to be an alcoholic. Oh, wow. Louisiana's got some really weird laws. All right, folks. That's it for today. We actually went an hour and a half. Great show today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for everything. Make sure to visit our sponsors, Stay Blessed Productions, Jerry Wilson from It's So Real Productions, and Wayne Jones Management Company, which is www.blemg.com. Just keep listening to us. Spreaker.com/show/sports-wire, www.swe-ct.com, www.myfatcatradio.com, facebook.com/BDC Vinny Apicella, facebook.com/SportswireCT, and then facebook.com/FatCatRadio Enterprise, on Tumblr, SoundCloud, Pinterest, Instagram, Foursquare, Twitter. Periscope is at SWE Connecticut, and then on Skype, Google Plus, and YouTube is Sportswire SWE. Also, you can subscribe to us and download us on iTunes. You go to iTunes and then go to the podcast page. You search Sportswire and you look for our flame logo, and then you'll end. Alrighty, and then you'll end up getting every episode of the Sportswire and every Connecticut Panthers game downloaded directly to your listening apparatus. Remember, this Saturday we do have the Connecticut Panthers at home at Falcon Field, Meriden, Connecticut, taking on the Western Connecticut Militia. 6:30 game time, and we do have Jenna Murata singing the national anthem. All right, folks, have a great day. Have a great rest of the week. We'll see you on Thursday. And thank you for listening to The Sportswire.